access the Shirley Ryan database, you can go ahead and search Shirley Ryan Ability Lab on Google, and the first link is what you need to click. Now, if you're looking for a quick guide, so you're quickly trying to access a rehab measure and you know the name of it, you can go ahead and search it up right here in the search bar, and it'll bring you right to the measure. Now, if you are looking for something specific and you would rather look by population or another metric, you can go ahead and click Careers and Education, and then Rehab Measure Database right here. Now, scroll down and you'll see the search bar here. Now, what you can do is you can search the rehab measure if you know it by name, but you can also filter by all of these different options. So, assessment type, area of assessment, lots of options, population, body part, and cost. So, let's go back to the Berg. All right, so on the Berg balance scale, you'll see it has a couple options here. The first one is called the infographic. That's going to be something that you can print out and then hand to the patient, and it will explain it in simple terms to the patient. Not all of the rehab measures have these, but some of them do, and it can be useful. Next, we have the pocket guide. Like I said, not all of the rehab measures have this, but when it does, it's useful, and it's usually just kind of a cheat sheet that you can look at really quickly when administering the exam. Now, if you'd like to actually download the rehab measure itself, it's always going to be under this orange button called Instrument Details. So if you click that, it'll automatically download. You can open it, and then here is the full rehab measure. Once again, that's always going to be under Instrument Details. Now, as for the rest of the page, you have a not short, but moderate length summary here that's going to give you a bunch of information. So, area of assessment, assessment type, cost, administration mode, so what you're going to use to administer it, and then the copyright status. Then it'll have a list of the populations and the diagnoses and conditions that this exam is often used for. And typically, under populations, these are the populations they're going to have all of the research listed under. So what I mean by that is that if you go ahead and you scroll past all this information, it will organize the populations and then the research available behind Berg balance scale or the specific measure that you're on. So this one has brain injury, geriatrics, and not only will it have the standard error of measurement, but it often has minimal detectable change listed for different populations. And then that'll have the citations where it pulled that information from, so you can always visit those. And then sometimes it'll have cutoff scores listed for each population and normative data. So all of this research information, but you'll see there's many different conditions listed under each outcome measure typically. So you have osteoarthritis, Parkinson's, spinal injuries, and a lot more. Now, if you return to the very top, you can pick your condition, click on it, and it'll bring you straight to the condition that you would like to see. And you can hit this button, back to populations, and it'll bring you back up to that list. Under the list of populations, you have your key descriptions. So that's going to give you a good overview of what the outcome measure is going to be like. equipment required, number of items, how long it's going to take you, and then the age range. So that's the Berg balance scale. Now, let's say I wanted to look at a specific population. So I wanted to look at stroke patients and I wanted to make sure they were free. Now that I've checked both of those options, I can apply filters and then it'll show me all of the scales and outcome measures that fit under those options. So stroke and free. And you'll see a large list they have here. And so let's look at the modified CAT-SIB. Now, like I said, this one does not have the infographic or the pocket guide. But if you'd like to download instrument details, it'll automatically download to your computer. And then you're able to open and print the test. Now, like Berg, it's going to have its list of populations. This one's a little bit shorter. And you're able to click that, and it'll bring you to all of that information underneath. Finally, if you just simply like to look by population, once you've gotten to the Rehab Measures database from Careers in Education and Rehab Measures database, you can scroll past the search bar here, and they have it organized by condition. Some of the most common, obviously, stroke, spinal injuries, geriatrics, arthritis, musculoskeletal, vestibular, cancer. So let's go on geriatrics. If you click on that blue box, it'll go ahead and it'll just show you all of the outcome measures for that specific population. So you can see some of these are listed at a price. And now that we're looking at older adults and geriatric care, if you will say free, apply filters, you can make sure anything that pops up is free. Okay, and that is how you use the Shirley Ryan Rehab Measures database.